What's cracking, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. New video. So the other day, something happened in the California Department of Corrections. The incidents, there was two incidents. The incidents in themselves, they weren't serious by CDC standards. When you're comparing them to other acts of violence that occur, they weren't serious. The implications are very serious, though. You see, last Friday, there was an incident in a visiting room. And I don't know about any other state, but in California, visiting has always been sacred. That's where your loved ones go. That's where a lot of things go down. That's all I'm going to say. And at no time were people supposed to violate the sanctity of visiting. And so last Friday, there was an incident that occurred involving several individuals. Saturday, visits were canceled. And then Sunday, there was a retaliation in visiting room. What this allows the CDC to do, I can't believe, and I want to make this 100% clear. If anyone thinks that I don't hear stuff from various people that are behind the walls regarding gripes that they have about the way the system has become, they're not talking about the cops. They're not talking about the guys in green. They're talking about the guys in blue, their own people. I hear about the gripes. I hear about the grievances. I hear how unhappy people are. When I hear about some of the things going on, they're completely foreign to what I was taught. But it's not surprising to me. Being in prison, everything is on a need-to-know basis. I know the history of the Raza organizations and why they started. And when I hear people nowadays saying, man, Holmes, now that, this dude's out or these people are out or those people are out, man, I can't believe this and I can't believe that. And I'm like, because you weren't on a need-to-know basis. You're surprised by something that other people aren't surprised about. I remember being in the shoe or being around other camaradas and their lack of depth and understanding of what they had chosen to be a part of was sometimes amazing. Again, I would be in the shoe with guys that it wasn't their first rodeo. They might have been in the shoe 2, 3, 4 times. But because they didn't have that it factor that certain people notice, certain things weren't divulged to them. Only what they needed to know. And those guys thought they knew it all. And those are the guys that are complaining and griping about things going on. I started going to jail in the late 80s. First hit juvenile hall in 1988. I was in the California Youth Authority. In 1989, I was on my way to youth authority. As a kid, we make these decisions based on immature mindsets and false beliefs, right? A lot of us came from broken homes, and we came to the conclusion that our real family was going to be the homies. At a very, 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 very young age, the homies were the family that we really needed. They were going to give us love, and they were going to teach us how to be men, and we were just whatever your thought processes were, right? Then you get out there in them streets, and you're a youngster, very young kid, and you're just doing what you think you're supposed to do. And that whole family thing in the neighborhood, the more you do, the more you realize there's a lot of the homies in the neighborhood that hate on you. It's always behind your back, though. They smile in your face, but you're doing more work than them. You're getting more recognition than them. You're getting more women than them, more hainas than them, whatever it may be. And they hate on you. And that starts in your neighborhood. And some of us notice it, and we just keep pushing like, man, fuck that, vato. We won't say nothing to my face, though. And we function as if it's only in the neighborhood, right? Then we go to juvenile hall. There it is there. We go to YA. There it is there. We go to the county. There it is. We go to the joint. It never stops. It's an unfortunate flaw in a lot of males. I don't want to say men. It's an unfortunate flaw in a lot of males to be envious and jealous of others. And why are they envious and jealous? Because the guy they're jealous of and envious of did something that they thought they could do, but when it came down to it, they couldn't. They should actually be proud. They don't understand that they have a bigger conscience than the guy that's doing all this stuff. I know this video is all over the place. I'm just like, listen. In July, it'll be 8 years that I've been out of prison. I don't forget. I know. For the haters that say I should have never got out of prison, you're right. I know that. You will never hear me argue against that. But by the grace of God, I was able to figure out I was the problem. I was able to develop personal insight and figure out what were the things that made me and that led me to make the decisions I made, form the beliefs that I formed, and how can I correct that? And at the end of the day, this channel, not my Dub S channel. My Dub S channel is a roasting channel, and I have fun with it, and I try to make people laugh. But this channel right here, this is the channel where I will vent, where I am trying to make an impact and a difference in people's lives. Anybody right now that has some dysfunction in your family, that's still your family, homie. No family is perfect, and definitely your family in the streets definitely aren't. A lot of things have changed over the last 10 years within the California Department of Corrections. But you know what hasn't changed and what will never fucking change about the California Department of Corrections or any penal system in the world? You got to do that time. And you got to do that time with the people that are there. And you can make it easy or you can make it hard, but you can't leave. I was disappointed when I heard that something happened in visiting. And like I said, I've heard a lot of what was behind it and who was involved. And look, it's something that happened that you guys got to live with and you guys got to deal with. I sincerely hope that this does not affect visiting. I know, and you guys in there should know, the CDC, and look at, in other prison systems, they don't have contact visits. Certain ones they have video visits or behind glass visits. The CDC would love to cancel all contact visits. If you can get a conjugal visit, you can get contact there. But other than that, they would love to have you on a video screen with their loved one, so they can monitor it. Have you behind the glass so you're on a phone and they can monitor it. And they can control what comes in through visiting that way, because there ain't no contact. I remember, and I was a nobody. Let me clarify, because people like to, oh, he's saying he's this. And I was a nobody in prison, but I was somebody who my need to know basis was different than a lot of other people's. And in that lifestyle, in that world, I was blessed by that. I'm not in that world anymore. I'm not in that lifestyle. I lost my train of thought right now because there's so much going on in my head when it comes to this. And that's amazing, right? Because I'm not there. I'm not affected by it. Just remember where I was going now. I remember in my education, when I was in the SHU and I was getting laced up by a lot of brilliant criminal minds, I was told, you're going to have to make decisions, important decisions. And every time you make a decision, someone's going to get fucked over. So when you have to come to a decision, you look for 5 outcomes. 5. Try to come up every time with 5 outcomes of your decision, and then choose the best one. This visiting thing, hey, you guys are in there, and I really hope everybody be safe. I don't give a damn what faction, which group. I don't give a fuck who it is, Holmes. I hope everybody in blue comes out of this okay. Hopefully you learned a lesson. I don't know if the lesson still needs to be learned. I don't know. I'm not in that world anymore. Thank God. But I do have empathy, because I know how hard it is to do that time. I don't care who it is. It's one evil decision after another. Believe me, I remember vividly. You know, there's going to be people that, Dubs puts too much on it. And those are the people that were never around anything. Those are riffraff. Riffraff don't matter. I'm talking to the men behind the walls right now. And I'm talking to the youngsters or anybody who's caught up in the lifestyle, who has an idea that it's feedment to go to prison. Well, you see how many people are getting killed behind those walls? If you know anybody back there, ask them what they got killed over. When people are doing certain things and you may by accident get caught in the middle, you lose. Isn't it better to be out here, figure out a way to be productive, find someone out here who really loves you, even if you're mad at them, homie, or even if they're mad at you? They love you, and you should love them, your family. Talk to them, figure it out. Maybe a mentor, a family friend, someone. But I promise you, the streets ain't where it's at. Prison ain't where it's at. And I think things are going to just continue to get worse. That's my video for today, man. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Everybody, please be safe, be smart, and tell the ones you love that you love, man. I'm out of here.